What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and this is I'm going to make a modern house. This is the 83rd installment of Modern House, and yeah, this one's definitely different. It's a lot smaller than normal, but different than the average house that I've made. Needless to say, about on the mod. Well, the recent modern houses have been a lot different than the old ones that I used to make. I'm trying to go more like unique with them, but yeah. That being said, enjoy the tutorial. Alright, so the space you me for this is an 18 by 23. That is a very weird space. The size is really weird. And the materials I'm needing are smooth quartz blocks. I have to look at the photo for this because I cannot remember like half of these off the top of my head. I could probably do some of them, but I'm going to forget one that should be in a certain spot and then it's going to be said. Light gray concrete. Black stained glass pans. Gray concrete. Black stained glass blocks. Dark oak doors. I never use black glass and dark oak doors together. I don't know why I did it today. But whatever. And oak wood planks. I think that's all you need. Yes. Alright. So, I do also want to say that the house is a little bit smaller than normal. I didn't do that intentionally necessarily, but tutorials might be smaller for a little while because motivation is hard to come by at the beginning of the school year. Really throughout the entire thing. Summer is always going to be better, I think, for growth and also for that fact of how good my builds are. I just haven't worked on Lone Lemons 2 in a while, nor Let's Build a City, nor Let's Build a Medieval Village, which all next episode of them will probably be a time lapse. Unless I stream Little Nightmares 2 again, but we'll see. So starting from the front right-hand corner of your 18 by 23 grid coffee mate, you want to, on this front right-hand corner, you want to go up with 5 smooth quartz blocks. And that's the first time in a while we've started on a corner like that. But I do want to make sure this is correct. I'm double checking, because if that messes up, we're screwed. Because we're going to start with this part. You then want to bring the smooth quartz block left by 14. And then bring it back by 3. What you can do with these left 4s, you can bring each one up with 5 additional smooth quartz blocks. This just saves us a step later from me having to explain that. You don't want to come back to this little right area. That looks interesting. You want to come back to this little, like, right-hand corner here, this corner. Top. Basically, it's the 5th block up from the floor. It's this one. Although a lot of the blocks are the 5th block up from the floor. But that's not important. This is important, this corner. You want to bring this corner back by 10. Connect it down. Make sure you did 10. I almost did 11. Just like that. And then come back to this block that you brought connected down to the ground and bring it back by 11. So I did almost at 11. And then connect down again. That should give you this shape. If you get an angle on it. Now, then what you can do is you can actually come back to this back right-hand corner, and you can just bring this left by 3. We'll go 3, yeah. And then each spot where there's a smooth quartz block pillar going down to the ground, you can bring the block here, you can bring this block up by 5 with smooth quartz. That was a dumb explanation. Basically, you have this one. It's basically front right-hand corner, back right-hand corner, and then just roughly the middle of the row. Which should all already be marked out going down. So we're just marking them out going up. Just like that. Which gives you college football field goals. Don't know where that came from. But then what you want to do is you can connect all these together at the top with smooth quartz blocks. And that should give you, I would also bring it back, or to the left here, like by 3. So basically just follow the outline down below that you have. And it should give you this. This looks like an apartment complex. You honestly could take this and make it into an apartment complex if you really wanted to. Um, it has the potential for it. Because the way I did it, basically you can make this and you can just copy the second floor as many times as you want. Because it's it's very like weird. Like if you look at it, like you could just copy that and then have it a 3-floor house and just bring the gray concrete still around. I think the taller you make it, the weirder it might look, and you'd have to play around with it. But if you really wanted to, you definitely could. So this is depending on your tastes and what you want to do. So if you want, you could just fill this in with oak wood planks at the top here in the middle. If you're gonna make your second floor oak, I'm not gonna do that right now because I want to focus on the base of the house, so that way we have an outline of what we're gonna do with the oak. Because I'm assuming that is what is more likely for people to want. Because I believe everything that you have to fill in with oak is on the outside. Do not quote me on that though. But what you want to do is you want to come to the left side here, and you want to come to this back smooth quartz block here, and you want to bring this all the way down to the ground with smooth quartz. So you have this. I know that was a bad explanation, but there's a good visual representation. Then you can bring that little section of 4 smooth quartz blocks back by 1. You only need the 4. Just do the 4 actually, because that's gonna make it easier. It should give you this. This looks kind of weird. And then what you want to do is you want to bring this back row at the bottom here, right with a black stained glass block, 2 dark oak doors, and a black glass. Bring either end black glass up by 2 and connect together above the doors. You can then bring this top smooth quartz block right by 5 each. And bring it down on this far side here. So you should have your doors outlined. We're gonna do the easiest part last at this rate, which is good. Because we're working inside this shape. I was originally going to do the shape, and then I was going to do the easy part, but guess not. Guess we're working right. Because left would have been really easy, but right is the more difficult thing, even though it's not difficult still. Then what you want to do is you want to bring that back, this right row back with 5 rows of smooth quartz blocks. You do need all 4 for this, but you don't need any higher. I would not do any higher. Well, I don't know. Speaking of not knowing, I forgot about something nice. And then what you want to do now is, from this back, you want to go back diagonally to the right by 1 and place a light gray concrete. Bring it right with 5 black stained glass panes, light gray concrete, back with 4 black stained glass panes, light gray concrete, 4 black stained glass panes, light gray concrete, and then left with a light gray concrete. You want to copy that entire little row 2 more times. I hesitated on that because I forgot numbers for a sec. Because the image that I'm looking at doesn't actually show. I do a combination of images and notes. That's the best way to go. Until you forget something, then you're utterly screwed. Like, for the numbers on that, I didn't take notes on all of that. But for the, for this part, I don't have notes. Because I'm lazy. And then you want to place a row of light gray concrete on top of that. I want to check something. Okay, that does do what I thought it did. So, what you want to do now is this. We're going to go back to the shape that we originally made, the frame that we started with. Along the bottom row of the 2 rows of smooth quartz blocks, you want to place like a row of black stained glass panes on top of all of it, and then it does want to obviously connect into the pillars, and basically make the pillars mesh with the little railing. If you want, you can put carpet on top to make it look a little bit fancier. I would use black carpet or light gray carpet, just off the top of my head. And then now what you want to do is you want to fill in the entire section of this here at this little at this row of smooth quartz blocks. You want to fill this in with oak wood planks, just so that way any gaps from underneath are covered. Don't worry about the top right now unless you already filled this in, as I was talking about earlier. But if you don't want your floor to be oak, then just fill it in for what we need to right now, and then we'll go back and do the double ups that we have to. There'll only be one little row here, and then it'll just stop. Just like that. But you will need more there. I know for a fact you need more there. I do not know in the number, though. So, I actually think I know this, but let me double check. Cool, I was right. What you want to do is at the left side here on the top floor, you want to come to the third row of smooth quartz blocks backwards, which is actually the last row that we have here. Going left to right, at the bottom here, you want to place a light gray concrete, black stained glass pane, light gray concrete, just like that. And then keep that in mind. Cool, I forgot about another part. Is it the same? No, it isn't the same. You don't want to bring that light gray concrete with the right side back by 4. And I do apologize for any me forgetting things. Go backward diagonally to the right with a smooth quartz block. Bring it right with 5 black stained glass panes. And a smooth quartz block. Actually, no, yeah, I can leave it there for now, whatever. It'll make the next part a little bit easier. Then bring the smooth quartz block back by 4. Backward diagonally to the right by 1 with a light gray concrete. Then back with a dark oak door. I would just place your floor block under that, whichever that'll be. I'm just using oak. Then back with a light gray concrete. Back diagonally to the left with a gray concrete. And then bring it back by 5. And that should connect it to the black stained glass panes. You then want to copy that row 2 more times. Except for the door, obviously. You just want to place light gray concrete above the door where you can. Just like that. You then want to place the respective block on top of itself. So smooth quartz on top of the smooth quartz, gray on top of the gray, light gray on top of the light gray. And above the, obviously the panes in those sections, you do want to use that same block. So you don't want to use like oak wood planks for that or whatever. Unless you wanted to add an accent, you totally could, I think, for that. I don't think that would look bad. But yeah, just like that. And then what you want to do is fill in any of these gaps here in with oak wood planks. I would use oak for this. And make sure you get under the windows as well. I would do that with your floor material though. Like if you want to use magenta concrete for your floor, then put magenta concrete there. I would not use magenta concrete for my floor, but you do you. So, unless you're making a rainbow house. Which is, you know, a hypothetical situation. I should do that. It's actually a good idea. Yeah. And then what you want to do is you want to come to the 5x3 of black stained glass panes and the smooth quartz blocks, and you want to break the middle 2, or the middle one and the one below it, so you have a doorway that you can walk through, and you can hit your head on if you really wanted to. That's actually nice because the black stained glass, or the panes have like a little bit of a trim to them. It's kind of easier to see when there's multiple of them apparently. It's like not really that noticeable, but it just adds a little bit more to it. I wish they would add trimmed panes, and what I mean by that is like, even just like normal glass panes, except they have like a white trim around the edges of them. That would look a lot better, because windows are like that in real life. And then what you want to do is you want to do the same thing you did at the bottom row of smooth quartz going all the way around with the top one. You just want to fill it in with oak wood planks where you can. Now, I forgot to take notes of another number, but that's fine, because it's not really that. Actually, no, we can do that without it. But, yeah, some of this might have to be extended, some of it might not even matter from the top, but it will matter from the bottom. All of it will matter from the bottom, just like that. That's basically your main house structure, done. And then again, as mentioned, you could totally take this and then just copy that second floor a ton of times and create an apartment. Or a hotel, whichever you prefer to call it. I need to make another apartment. The other one I made was small. And seeing as how the hospital went, seeing as how the old one compares to the new one, that's kind of funny comparing them actually. So we're gonna come to the back really quickly here, and you want to take the Zora Gray Concrete, and you want to extend it all the way down, and then you want to extend it up by 3. Does it make sense right now? No, but is it gonna make sense in a little bit here? Yes. You then can bring that row of gray concrete left by 12. So along the back end of the open space, which you should still have some available, I'm hoping. If you're like right up against another building and you don't have any more space, then I would not worry about it, obviously, adding this part. Or if it's if this building happens, if this part happens to be tall, you could add it just sticking out the top. I think that'd be cool. Almost like a connection. We're almost there, I think. I mean, I can clearly see if we're almost there. Unless I make some huge mistake, we're there. Just like that. So, basically, we're going to have to remember both sides of this, because the right side's going to go forward and then left, and then the left side, which is what we're going to do now, will be a smooth quartz wall. So, that's going to be the next step then. I always try to make it less obvious whenever I'm making a cut, but I, for some reason, cannot do that. I always want to, like, change. It's just a habit at this point to change, like, what I'm saying when I'm expecting to make a cut. The way I talk and everything just changes when I'm going to make a cut. But that's not important here. What you want to do is to the left of this row of gray concrete, you want to place a row of smooth quartz blocks that is 1 block taller than it, which would be 14 total, I think. No, 12 total. I'm sorry. Wait. Hang on. Did we... Am I bad at counting? Hang on. I am bad at counting. Alrighty then. It should be... I have it down as 13, but it's 12. Is it 12? No, it is 13. I can't count. Alright. Then you want to bring that row backward by 1. And forward by 18. So it should be an 18 by, or 20 by 13 total. It's just... it's one of those days. It's October and I'm tired, don't judge me. I don't know what the October part is to do with it, but yeah. Oh, I do have the number down, I'm stupid. I have the number ingrained in my mind that we need, okay. So then what you want to do is the second row in of this wall, so you're at the front now, we're at the front, we're looking at the front, we have this. You want to come to the second row back and you want to place 2 rows of gray concrete to the right of it that are 1 block shorter than it, being 12 tall. Just like that. And then the top 2 each want to go right by 11. And then they want to connect forward and backward with the 2 rows of gray concrete. We're almost done now. Fill in the little gaps that you're going to have here and with oak wood planks. And then fill in the roof above the gray concrete and with smooth quartz blocks. But first, you want to bring these smooth quartz blocks all the way around the gray concrete, and they want to overhang by a block, and they basically want to be up diagonally outward by 1. And it should give you this. Basically, you trapped a sea in a bubble. Why is that the analogy that I come up with? I have no idea, or the metaphor, but you then want to fill in this roof here in with smooth quartz blocks, and then, again, make sure you don't have any gaps on any of your other spots, actually, and just fill them in with oak. I do want to say that, also, did I did, okay. You're probably seeing this, what's today? Okay. You're probably seeing this the 9th. Either the 13th or the 15th, I should be uploading a Halloween-ish thingy. Or maybe I push it back. We'll see if I remember to build it, because that's a bigger issue than actually getting to building it. Me forgetting about it and just building a suburban house instead. So, next house that you should see will be not a modern, not a suburban, not a cottage, not an apartment building, not a hotel, not a townhouse, not anything like that. But once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your modern house, the whatever installment complete. I don't remember the number. Also, I built this one backwards on accident, but it happens. Thank you so much if you guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.